What family secret was finally spilled in your family? I uncovered mine hours during what should have been the happiest day of my life, my wedding. Just 2 hours before the ceremony, I was in the bridal suite getting ready when I heard a knock. It was my Aunt Marian, who lived in Canada and hadn't seen me since I was a baby. She looked pale, her hands trembling. "We need to talk," she said, glancing nervously at the door. I thought she was going to give me some heartfelt speech or hand me a gift from my late grandparents. Instead, she handed me an envelope. "You need to read this before you marry into that family." Inside were 2 black and white photos and a handwritten letter. In the photo was a young man, tall, broad-shouldered, unmistakably my fiancé's father. But next to him stood a woman who looked eerily like me. The letter was addressed to my mother from my future father-in-law. My hands went numb as I read the words. "I never stopped loving you. I wish things were different, but we both chose family over truth. Does she know I'm her father?" I dropped the letter. My chest felt like it had been split open. My aunt placed a hand on my shoulder. "Your mom got pregnant during a short affair with him while she was still with your dad. No one ever knew, except me and your mother. But now, you need to understand who you're marrying." I was marrying my half-brother. I couldn't breathe. I walked out into the garden behind the venue, staring at the white chairs and rose petals as if they'd been planted on someone else's life. I called my mom. She answered cheerfully, thinking I was having pre-wedding jitters. "Why didn't you tell me?" I said. Silence. Then a shaky, "You weren't supposed to find out. It didn't matter. He was never involved in your life. He's my fiance's father," she gasped. "You weren't supposed to meet him. We moved across the country to avoid that." The blood drained from my face. My entire relationship had been a trap, set by silence. I walked into the groom's suite. My fiancé, Ryan, was laughing with his groomsmen. I asked to speak with him alone. I handed him the photos and the letter. His face turned ash white. "This can't be real," he muttered. "No, my dad. He never said anything." Tears welled in his eyes. "We're not related. This has to be wrong. We can get a test." But I already knew. The bone structure, the nose, the crooked smile. It was all the same. I left the venue in my wedding dress. My father, who raised me, was waiting in the parking lot, confused and furious. I gave him the letter. He stood still for almost a minute, then said, "I always suspected. That's why I never liked him around your mother." The wedding was canceled. Guests were sent home with boxed food and blank stares. A week later, I took the DNA test just to confirm. 99.97% match. I called Ryan. We cried on the phone for an hour, not because we broke up, but because we realized our entire lives had been written with missing pages. My mother has since gone quiet. She sends short messages sometimes, "Hope you're doing okay," or "Thinking of you," but I haven't replied. I don't know how. Ryan moved to Seattle. He's dating again. I'm trying. But some nights I scroll through old photos of us, prom, vacations, the proposal, and wonder how close I came to rewriting our family tree with a lie someone buried 25 years ago.